Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be going over how to get recruited by colleges. I think right now is a very, very important time for this video, just because there's a lot of people out there that are in high school that the season's a little bit in question. There hasn't been as many camps that you can go to, and so being able to really get a name for yourself is going to be something that a lot of people are struggling with, and so that's why I thought I would go ahead and make this video. With that being said, if this is the first video of ours that you've watched, I just want to give you a little bit more information about our channel. We really help with young athletes that are looking to improve their overall jumping power, sprinting power, throwing power with different types of breakdowns and exercise that will help you do that. So if you're interested in any of that type of information, you go ahead and subscribe down below. We'd be happy to help you out in any way that we can. Now, before I get too much in the video, I do want to address a concern that I'm sure a lot of you guys are having, which is what would I know about the college recruiting? And for any of you guys that are new to the channel, I just wanted to let you know my dad is a high school football coach in Southern California and one of the better schools in the area of actually getting people into the next level. And so a lot of this information is just stuff that he's talked to me about and things that I know that he talks to other parents about in terms of how to get their kids out there and get more exposure. So the first thing that I would say that you need to have in order to get recruited by colleges is going to be great film. The better film that you have of yourself playing, then the better chance that you have of being able to get more college interest. And what I mean by great film, it's going to be stuff of you actually playing in games. And there's a lot of guys out there that have film that is just 7-on-7 or of them doing workouts, and I highly recommend you not adding that into the highlight film that you're going to send out to coaches, just because they want to see what you're doing in games in order to make it so they can get a good evaluation of exactly what type of player that they're getting. So make sure that you get stuff that is, whatever is the best type of film that you have in game. And I'd say that you definitely want to add your best plays at the very, very front. You want to make it so that it's very attention grabbing when a college coach goes and starts watching your actual film. They want to see, touchdowns, they want to see sacks, they want to see big plays, they want to see turnovers, they want to see that type of stuff first. And so make sure you add the most important and best plays to the front, and then try to add a little bit more into there. Don't have like a 10 or 15 minute video. You really want to keep it down to like 3 or 4 minutes. College coaches are very, very busy, and they want to make sure that the information of the player that they're looking at is somebody that is going to be able to help them out. So the faster that you're able to show them what type of player that you are and how you're going to be able to help out their team, the better off you're going to be in getting interest from the college coach. Next big thing that you need in order to get college interest is going to be great grades. And so really you need to strive to get over a 3.0. I'd recommend for most of you guys, once you're under a 3.0, it gets a little bit more difficult to get as much college interest. The higher into the 3, closer to 4.0 that you get, the more college interest that you're going to actually receive. And that's the name of the game here. You want to get as much college interest as you can. So the more, even Division II for some guys at the very beginning, Division I AA, the Ivy League schools, the more you start to get that type of interest, and the more other schools will start coming around. Once, we've all seen it where one guy gets an offer and then all of a sudden they start to get another offer, another offer, another offer. So you just want to get that whole process going where you're starting to get some colleges that are willing to take a risk on you. And, a great way to make it so colleges will be more comfortable taking a risk on you is being an active member of society, right? So going out and doing any type of community work is important, or being part of like a leadership council within your school, doing different things that help out your school, just making it so you show college coaches that you are serious about what your craft is and being a football player and being a great overall person. They want to see you as an asset to the team. And so when you go out and you, let's say, do a lot of community service for your church, that shows that you're somebody that's accountable and somebody that really, wants to help people and is there for the good of the team, not only about themselves, which really makes a big impact on colleges. So there's some colleges that will take a guy that might not be as good athletically, right? Not just show up and have as great a film, but because he's such a great role model in society, will really be able to feel more comfortable taking a risk on him. In comparison to somebody who has a lower GPA, doesn't do very much stuff within school, stuff like that, they're not going to be as likely to take a risk on you. So you want to set yourself up to make it so colleges will be very, very attracted to you, and that's a great way to do it. Another great way to get college interest is going to be actually going to camps. And so I know some people talk about not going to camps just because it's something that they send to a lot of different kids, and that's 100% true. But there's a lot of free camps that you can go to that would be very, very beneficial, especially if they have any type of official calculation for things like your 40 or your broad jump or your height, your weight. The more official that you're able to get within some of your numbers, then the better chance that you're going to be in getting more college interest. And it's just a good way to make it so you're actually able to get on some of these colleges boards. So you go out there and let's say you're 6'3" or 6'5". Now all of a sudden you might get a college that's interested in you just because of your height, or you run a 4.5 or 4.6 or something really good, and now they'll be interested in it because of your speed, or maybe you just do really good at the camp, and now they're going to be interested in you because you do really good at the camp. So if you really don't have very much college interest from a large variety of different schools, then I highly recommend you looking for camps that a lot of colleges go to and getting your name out there within a wide variety of different people. I know right now what is going to be the bigger thing is going to be really emailing colleges. So what you want to have in that email is going to be your name, what grade you're in, what your GPA is, what your position is, your height and your weight, some stats, some information about how you did in the last season. I would say like your top 3 performance measurables. So, if you're really fast, then, maybe put your 40 and your 5-10-5 and, maybe like your squat or your deadlift, something like that. If you're strong, then you could put like your clean and your bench and, those numbers. If you are able to jump really high, then use those numbers. If you jump really far, you have a great 5-10-5 for alignment, use that. Just give some measurables that really make it stand out, like, oh wow, that guy's 6'5", 300 pounds, but he has a 4.5 5-10-5. That's amazing. Or a whatever 1.8 in the 10-yard dash. Something that really stands out to people where they're like, dang, that's a really good time for that size of a person. All right. And then the last thing I'd say is going to be some type of slight background of yourself, right? Why you're going to be interested in the college, or, maybe a little bit about your story and, how you can be a huge asset to the team. Just keep it brief. You don't want to write a long thing, just maybe like a sentence or two, just to show that you are a person and that you made it very, very personalized to their school. They don't want to get just a whole bunch of random emails from like the NCSA. They get a ton of those different emails. And that's really easy for them to just go through and delete. So if you make it very personalized to them, you have a much better chance of them actually looking at it and actually wanting to read it and take a look at your highlight film. And then that would be the last thing that you need is your highlight film there on the bottom. Again, keep that to 4 to 5 minutes. Make sure your best plays are at the beginning in order to get the most amount of interest, and then easily contact information. You could have that on the huddle and also or on the highlight film, and you'd also have that underneath there. So you have just like your email and maybe your Twitter, some type of social media, and then your phone number. So just make it so it's very, very easy for them to get in contact with you. And then if they start following you, then you know that they definitely looked at the email and are now going to start being more interested in you. So that would be, I would say, the main things, 4 main things that you can do in order to get recruited by college coaches is going to be get a great highlight film, to have great grades, be a great part of society, right? Just do things that are going to show you and paint you in a great light. And then, email coaches, make it so you are actually getting yourself wanted, start to get yourself offers, start to get yourself some degree of communication with coaches. If you don't have any communication and you start to seem desperate when it gets closer and closer to maybe your signing day, then that's something that is not very attractive to people. And the last thing is to make sure that you're going to camps, getting yourself some exposure through different types of local camps, or if some of you guys might need to travel, then you could do that. But just make sure you go to 1 or 2 camps. I know right now we don't have the ability to do very much of that, but I know this is going to be a video that you can see for a long period of time. So make sure that you're signing up for camps and participating in those in order to help you get your name out as well. All right, if you guys have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them for you. And you can go ahead and, leave a comment here below if you have any other video suggestions that we could have to help out athletes that are, looking to get to the next level. And yeah, we'll talk to you all soon.